we refuse to go to real therapy.
So we started our own. Welcome to Tequila Therapy.
All right, guys. Welcome back to our third session of Tequila Therapy. Obviously, we're going to start off with a shot.
Look at that.
Oh, you got so close.
So close.
I'm so proud of you. Peter, do you think you could come take our shot
Pizza.
glasses?
And just have whatever on deck. Do we even have it?
You're going to have to excuse our appearances.
Please.
We're going through it right now. We're on like day 2 of like an extended hangover of like a 72-hour binge.
Binge drinking, which at this age we're not built for anymore. It is so tragic.
I'm pretty sure I stopped being built for that like 5 years ago, but
yeah. But with each year, I feel like it keeps getting worse.
Indeed. And I turned 29 2 days ago, and it's bleak.
The rest of the year is going to be bad.
It's bleak.
It's
not
really
well.
bad. Okay, well, do we want to start with top shelf?
Yes.
Top shelf? What was your top shelf?
Well, obviously it was my birthday. I think in the last episode I said I was excited, like that you guys were all here for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
And like, you know, excited to have my birthday, but my top shelf was definitely like how well everything turned out. I enjoyed going to Pilates with you.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like the whole night was just more than I even expected. They did so good.
They did.
With setting up.
Yeah, they like set up. Maybe we can. We'll use like her TikTok or whatever she made. Reel.
Des can add some footage.
We'll give you some clips of what it was. But yeah, we went to Pilates, and that was my first time going to Pilates, so that was also interesting. But came back, and like the house was decorated like super cute in the theme that she wanted, and so
my theme was
nice.
Like Cape Cod and like Italian summer and like family style dinner, and like
we had a pasta bar,
but also like mixed with like coastal grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, you know. But it turned out so good.
It really did. It was so nice. And we got to like sit outside, even though it was like,
yeah, we like had a little dinner outside, and we were 4-5 like puddles of sweat outside. But it was so cute. And the food was so good, and people were like, happy birthday, oh my god, it looks so cute.
So and they were right.
Yeah,
we
it was
adorable.
So cute. That was fun.
Yeah.
What's your top shelf?
My top shelf, well, obviously like the birthday, like the whole reason we were here is for your birthday. And I was gonna say the same thing actually. Like when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, what's my top shelf? And I was like, I think the way that your birthday dinner came together, and it was just so nice. And obviously like we all have such a good time together that's been like top shelf for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah, so our top shelves are the same.
What's your bottom shelf? I know what your bottom shelf is.
Do you? How about me blacking out?
Oh, I was going to say the fact that your wifey left.
Oh, I forgot. That's who I am.
Gone for less than 6 hours and you already forgot about her.
I'm a widow. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, actually, okay, can I split my bottom shelf in half then? Because one is... Not me slamming my hands into this microphone. That, yikes.
It's all right.
We're learning.
We are.
So not only do I, like, get pretty drunk the night of your birthday, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I am unwell.
Yeah.
So unwell that, like, I don't feel better until, like, 10 p.m. the next night.
Yeah, and then she starts going fucking crazy.
Rage.
Yeah.
And by rage, I mean, like, shots back to back by myself for, like, 3 of them. And then I like, legitimately, I don't remember anything, really. I can remember some, like, fun things, but, like, I don't remember that I posted on my story. I don't remember going to sleep.
With my cat screaming at you.
Yeah. No, I don't remember any of that. And I'm looking at, you know, sometimes when you black out, but, like, if someone tells you about it, you can kind of...
Yes,
recall.
like it's not already in there,
Uh-huh.
but if they tell you, it kind of like vaguely jogs your memory.
Zero. Nothing.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that for me too. But then also, yeah, so I am obviously staying here. My fiance abandoned me
She really did.
because money is more important to her. Just kidding. I would like to stay. I would like to stay a stay-at-home cat mom, and
And
she
so
can leave me wherever
Go
she
ahead.
wants.
You go get that bag, girl. You go ahead.
Please, so I
That
can stay
is
home.
so funny. Yeah.
Sometimes I
Okay.
get nervous.
My bottom shelf, probably my hangovers. Plural. Definitely plural.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been hungover since you guys got here. But my hangover yesterday, the day right after my birthday,
Yeah, that one was pretty tough.
I literally could not function at all. Like I just spent more than half the day feeling like I was going to like vomit fire out of my mouth. It was awful. No, I mean, this is such a good time for
I
me. My friends
know.
are
I'm
here.
like,
My cats are here. My wife is here. Just
I
my
know.
hangovers.
Yeah, we've been having a very top shelf week.
We have been.
Like-
After you leave, it'll be very
When I go back home too, I'm just
When
like,
you leave, I have no friends and I'm not doing anything with my day.
I have to go back to the reality of like cleaning my home.
Look at this. Look at
No,
this
no.
house. I'm not ready. That's gonna be my next bottom shelf is the fact that I have to fucking clean all of this shit when everyone's gone. Well, what are we talking about today?
One that's like the most exciting and lovely as of recent is our engagements. Or, well, you are already married. You are a wife, a whole ass wife.
Yeah, for like almost 3 months. Next week? Next week? Will it be 3 months next
Yeah.
week?
It'll be.
But I did only get engaged like a year ago, so.
True. Yeah. So we're just gonna walk through our engagement stories because we both have different, unique, hilarious experiences. Yeah.
I also like think that this is such a good like segue / soft launch
Yeah.
of the boys.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like we're gonna keep referencing,
Yeah.
and eventually you're gonna be like, "Who the hell are you guys? Who agreed to
Yeah.
marry you?"
Honestly, that one.
It's that one.
And like I feel like this, you know, because all of our millions of viewers are obviously dying to know more about us. So why not give you our
Yeah.
whole life story
Yeah.
and soft launch our partners? So that
Here's our soft launch.
yeah, here's our soft launch. Me and Lauren are both originally from Hawaii. She decided to propose to me in Hawaii and on the beach at sunrise. Sorry.
I like how you're like starting with it as if it's like no big deal, whatever. It's like once we get into these details.
Yeah. So we flew in on the 13th. And we had a surprise for my sister, my niece, and nephew on the 14th. And then we were, well, I didn't know, but we were going to get engaged on the 15th. So the night of the 14th, we're like celebrating my niece and nephew's birthday. I'm burping so much.
We can make it a sound.
We're celebrating my niece and nephew's birthday. And everyone, like, no one knew we were going to be there for the birthday. We lied to everyone and told them we wouldn't be so that we could surprise them. So obviously everyone's like, oh my God, come over, whatever. So we're drinking. And Lauren's like, okay, take it easy because we still have to go to the sunrise tomorrow morning. And I'm like, we went to the sunrise on the 14th. We can go on the 16th. Like, relax. Like, it's fine. And she's like, no, we're going to the sunrise. We made a commitment that we would go every single morning while we're in Hawaii because we don't have that luxury to do it on the beach when we're in Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fine. Little do I know, every single person there, which is like 15-ish people, 15 to like 18 people, every single person there knows that I'm getting engaged in the morning. I'm the only person in the entire house that doesn't know. And some people are like still encouraging me to like take shots.
Which is wild. Honestly,
And
sabotage.
Sabotage. I didn't know
Fake
any better.
friends.
Like, I was just being who I am, which is someone who takes things way too far. And no one but Lauren was trying to stop me. But, like, you know, when your partner's like, okay, that's your last drink.
Yeah, then I'm going to have 6 more.
You know what? I might have stopped before you said that. But now that you said that,
I'm going to black out.
No, it's over. So we're getting ready to leave. And she's like, come on, stop drinking, whatever. So then I'm like, okay, we go sit in the car. And I'm like, oh, I think I forgot something. I run back inside the house and I take another shot. Big mistake. And so then we leave, whatever. And then the next morning, the alarm's going off. And I'm like, oh my God, kill me. Kill me. And again, I just think we're going to like a regular, we're just going to go watch the sunrise. Well, so I wake up and I'm like, no, I don't want to go. I'm tired. Like, you go by yourself. All of the things. And she's like, no, like, get out of bed. It's fine. Like, take your time. Don't worry about it. She's like, what do you want to wear? And I was like, well, something easy. So I just wore like a matching linen set. And she was like, okay, perfect. Like, I'll just match with you. Mm-hmm. And, well, no, at first I was going to wear sweatpants. And she was like, no, you said you were going to wear your matching set. Like, let's wear it together. You only have one more left, so you might as well wear it. So I'm like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. But, like, I really would much rather wear sweatpants.
Hindsight.
She was not having it. She would not even have let me leave the house.
Oh, thank God.
So I tell her, like, I'm moping around the house, okay? I'm moping, and I am taking so long to get ready. And she's, like, low-key rushing me, but not too bad. And then finally I sit down on the bed and I'm like, I have to tell you something. And she's like, what? I'm like, I have like a level 3 hangover. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I told you to stop drinking. All the things. And I'm like, okay, stop yelling at me. Okay, fine. All right, fine.
That's dramatic, by the way. I did not yell at her.
She was not happy with me.
You'll get your chance to
You'll get your
make
story.
comment.
You should.
Yes.
Part 2.
Yes.
From their POV.
Yeah, it's like the boys' version.
Yeah.
Like Taylor's version, but the boys' version.
So she's very clearly upset with me. Also, like, she's standing in front of the window and I can see, like, there's light outside. So finally we get in the car, we're on our way, and we get stuck behind the slowest fucking car ever. Again, I don't even realize what's happening. And so Lauren's like, oh my God, we're gonna miss it. And freaking out, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, relax. The sun is gonna rise tomorrow, girl. Like, it's fine. And so we finally get there, and she's like, is your phone working? Do you have service? Let me see your phone. And I'm like, okay, why? What do you need it for? And she's like, I want to film a TikTok. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
So we walk in, and there's like a pathway that leads, like, comes out into the beach. We walk through the little pathway, and like, we usually walk out of the pathway, scan the beach. Where should we sit down? She already knew where she was going.
Yeah.
So that wasn't not a problem for her. But I come out, I don't know where we're going. So I'm like, scanning the beach. Where should we go? And I'm like, isn't that your cousin? And it was so funny because I didn't realize what he did. He said it later, but I like turned and I'm like, isn't that your cousin? And I turned this way to ask her about it. And then when I turned back, he was gone.
He
literally said, he saw us, like, he saw me walk out and he went like this. And he like laid down in the bushes. So I'm like, okay, well, now hindsight, now from his POV, I'm like, oh, okay, well, no wonder you fucking disappeared into thin air. And like, Lauren's like, no, give me your hand. She's like, no, we're going this way. And I'm like, but don't you want to go sit with your cousin? And she's like, no, I don't. And she's yanking me. Like, my arm is about to come out of its socket. She's like, no. And I'm like, why not? Is there family drama going on that I don't know about? And I am just going on and on and on about sitting with her cousin.
Yeah.
And she's just like, no, no, no. And then all of a sudden, she like drops our bags, like drops all this stuff. And then I finally see like candles and stuff, and like it doesn't even register in my head. Also, because the sign and the candles are white. And at this point, the sun is fully risen. Like, there is not a shadow in the sky. Missed the entire sunrise. It was supposed to be like dark outside, so like the lights would attract me, you know, and I would see it. No. I was unknowingly roughly 45 minutes late to my own proposal.
That is just so on brand for you, too.
Yeah, if you know me, which none of you do, but it's fine. But if you know me,
we're starting.
I'm late to everything. That's just who I am. So I feel like I made the proposal authentic to me without even knowing. Like, I made it perfect for me. Sorry that it didn't.
Also, almost.
Sorry that
everything.
I almost sent you into a fucking tailspin. But like, you know, it is what it is. And so finally, she's like in front of, it says "Marry Me," and she like starts getting down on one knee, and I'm like, first of all, I'm so scared because I'm like, you're in someone else's proposal. Get out of there. Like, I don't even realize that it's for me still. I'm like, hello, someone's getting engaged. So she starts getting down on one knee. Also, the reason why I didn't believe that it was for me is because Lauren has already fake proposed to me twice.
No, we were
prior to this. So, and once was on that same beach. She like juked me out and like barely let her knee touch the ground and then got back up. And that was at sunset at that same beach. So I'm like, oh my God, she's literally fucking with me again. Like, who's getting proposed? Where are they? So yeah, that's why I didn't believe that she was actually like that was for me.
Yeah, like that it was real.
Understandable or no?
No, it is.
Thank you. I just really did not think that was for me. Also because Lauren and I have had this, not even argument, but we're at like 6.5 years already. And I kept telling her, like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I am not going to be, no shade to anyone, but I am not going to be a 10-year girlfriend. And Lauren is she's so cute. She is definitely the type of person to be like, oh yeah? And literally wait until we make 10 years and then propose to me
on the dot.
Just to prove a point that I'm not going to leave her. You know, like,
if
you're not going to be you're not going to be a 10-year girlfriend, but if I don't propose to you, what are you going to do? Leave?
Jokes.
Yeah. So I definitely was like, there's no fucking way. Also, we had just gone to New York like 3 days prior to arriving in Hawaii. Oh, and so like, I'm thinking like, how would you have time to plan this? Like, you know what I mean? She also is not a surpriser. So I'm like, how? So we get there, whatever. She's getting down on one knee. And I'm like, no. Are you for real? Are you for real? I just keep repeating, are you for real? Are you being serious? Like 100 times. Please. And it wasn't until, even when she pulled the ring box out of her pocket, I didn't even, because you know how, did you see the original box that your ring came in?
Yeah. It was
wood.
It was that one.
It was wood, right? Yeah. Okay. So again, this is just like stereotypical things, but like, I just assume a ring will come in like a velvet box. And she pulled out the wood box, and I was like, I've never seen a ring box like that. So like, what's in there?
Yeah.
Also because one of the first time she fake proposed to me, she had a velvet box, and there was a coupon for the Keurig that she just bought me, folded up inside of said velvet box. So now she pulls out a wood box, and I'm like, well, what the hell is in there? A seashell? Like, we're at the beach, so I don't know. And then at the same time, like right before she opens the box, I see like her two sisters and like her cousin's husband who's taking her pictures like out of my peripheral. So peripheral. Whatever. And then I realized like, oh fuck, I think this is real. Like, I think that this is actually for me. I think she's actually fucking proposing. And sure enough, she was. Aww. And she was like, I had a whole speech. I was gonna, profess my undying love to you. And she basically was like, I blacked out. So she's just like, I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. Will you marry me? And I'm like,
So cute.
I'm like, I can't. Are you being serious? Like and then halfway through me like having my fit, she's like, Are you gonna answer me?
You know what? It's actually harder than you think.
It is.
It's harder than you think because there's so much going on in your brain, and it's like
so hard.
not computing. So like I don't know. It's a lie when they're just like, yes.
Also, especially because I was caught so off guard. Caught off guard that her cousin was there, which I was still like not understanding.
I can't wait.
Caught off guard with like the decorations, caught off guard with the box, caught off guard with her family coming out of the bushes to take our pictures. Like there was just so much going on. And again, I'm hungover. It is at this point 6 a.m. But yeah, and then that was May 15th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And a year later, May 15th, 2023, we got married. And now I'm a wifey.
So Ooh, round of applause. I love your engagement story. It is everything to me.
It's very me.
It's very you.
Okay.
Ready?
We're back from our little commercial.
Commercial break.
Our little commercial break. We're going to take another shot. And then Alicia's going to tell us about her engagement.
Oh, it worked better.
Can I get a refill? Peter. Okie dokie.
Artichoke.
This one is going to be exciting. I feel like because this just happened like 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
so it's like fresh.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Was it not?
No.
3?
Oh my god.
It was not that long ago.
Oh.
Today.
July 8th, right? Or, well, yeah.
Tomorrow. This is 7th.
Oh.
You got engaged. Oh, yeah. She got engaged on the 8th. We got there on the 7th.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So, my engagement to Des, we've been together for 4 years. We did 4 years in June of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like fresh off of that. And I don't even know where to start, really. She's never fake proposed to me, which is
Nice
great.
of her.
So kind.
So nice of her.
So kind, because I think it would send me into like a very deep, dark spiral
I agree.
of like rage and depression.
Yeah.
But no, so I absolutely had no idea what was going on. Also because I feel like I fluctuated in the beginning too. Like, but I think because Des was like not ready for marriage. Like, she was like, listen, I love you. I want to be with you. But like, the idea of marriage is just like, for some reason, not happening.
Really?
And I was like, yes. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And so then I think I tried to like trick myself into being like, me too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay. Like, my parents were together for like 15 years before they got married.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well, granted, they started dating at 15 and had me at 16.
You know, that'll do it.
That'll do it. So they waited. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even sure I want to get, like, you know what? Stick it to the man.
Yeah.
We don't have to get married.
We don't
Fuck
have to
it.
get married.
Whatever. So I went through that whole thing. And then eventually I was like, okay, like, I think I kind of settled in that feeling. And then she, out of nowhere, like the last year, was just like, hey, I've like really been working on that because like I know that's like something that you want and like all this other shit. So she's been buttering me up for like a year. So she was like saying that she wants to. And
Yeah.
I was like okay with that, but I didn't want to push it because I was like,
yeah.
it's like getting
I
a
mean,
timid cat
Yes.
to come to you.
Yes.
You don't want to spook it.
And like things are so good. Like,
yeah, so
why
then I
rock
was
the
like,
boat for something
yeah.
like that?
I was like, don't even worry about it. I was like, I know that we'll get married eventually, but like, it's so far out of my mind. Like, I don't care. So I have no clue. She starts the lies early. One of her cousins her birthday's on July 8th. And so she was like, I guess they got
before or
together.
after she spilled the
Oh.
beans.
So her sister, my sister-in-law, her wedding was in March
Mm-hmm.
of this year. So, and we're on a wedding kick. So we had like Donna's wedding right after was your guys' wedding. Like it was just weddings. So you'd think I'd actually be like more like pushing her,
like baby fever.
No, I was just like, oh my god, this is so fun, like da, da, da. But I really was just enjoying it. So anyway, we're at her wedding. Des gets hammered. Like I've never seen her drink like the way that she drank at the wedding. Actually, maybe at your bachelorette, it was like the same level of drinking where I was just like, who is this person? She's being so fun.
I'm pretty sure she knew at the batch, and she did not get drunk enough to spill the beans. I was gonna say when you guys came for Lauren's birthday.
Oh, no, I don't think so. Or did she know then? Maybe
she knew because that's when she told Lauren.
It just like makes my heart warm. It really does. Because then, and then one time she was like, "Oh, actually, I was gonna propose to you in December," and I was like, "Of last year."
You made me wait this long.
You made me wait this long. Yeah. So anyway, she gets super drunk at her sister's wedding. And we're like partying, da da da. I'm not even looking at her. So I'm not giving this like energy. I'm not like begging for a wedding. She just out of nowhere starts screaming and she's like, I'm going to propose to you this year. And it took everything in me not to just, like
take advantage.
Take advantage, freak out, ask for details.
It's okay. He can be in it.
He's okay. He's okay right now. He's not biting anything. It took everything in me not to like react to it because then I'm like, oh my god, she's so drunk because what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah.
And come on, Peps.
Baby.
Ugh.
Hi.
Welcome, Pepper, to the pod.
Hi, everybody. This is Pepper.
Okay, so so she like screams that out, and I just wait till the very next morning, the minute I wake up, I wake up and I immediately go, do you know what you said to me? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, please, do you know, like, are you faking it? Yeah. Whatever. And she's like, no, what are you saying? Because she got drunk. Yeah. And I was like, you literally started screaming that you're going to propose to me this year. And she was like, oh, fuck, like, what she was just, and then she just plays it off. Like, she's just like, I was just really excited. Like, this is so, it was like such a great, and he's like, and she was like, oh, I will propose to you. And so I was just like, okay, whatever.
She said, she like buckled down and was like,
she buckled down. She was Jackson the whole situation. She dug her feet in and was like, ah, but she just played it off like so nonchalant that it was like, oh yeah, I was just so drunk. Her cousin has a birthday. And she has a ton of cousins. Mm-hmm. So, we have to go on a lot of birthday like dinners and excursions and it's fun. There's a bajillion of us and we're all kind of around the same age. So anyway, it was another Lauren, our other Lauren's birthday. And so she's like, oh, okay, like I want to go to this restaurant. Here it is. They send me a restaurant and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, this is kind of a fancy restaurant in San Francisco. Like, cool, whatever. Des for like 3 weeks had told me, hey, I'm going to have to meet you at Lauren's birthday dinner because I have to work, but I'm going to just drive straight there. So I'm going to take clothes, like whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, because this is her job. She does this all the time. So literally nothing. I know nothing. Yeah. They text me in the group chat. They're like, hey, what's everybody wearing? Like, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, oh, it's kind of a nice restaurant, so like we're gonna dress nice. And her other cousin goes, oh, well, it's mine and my husband's wedding anniversary too, so like we're gonna dress pretty nice, like if you guys don't mind, like if like that's the vibe we're gonna go for. So we're just like, oh, okay. And I was like, cool, okay, so I'm gonna wear a dress, I'm like gonna get ready, all that stuff, whatever. So I go to her cousin's house and we Uber to this restaurant and we get there and there is a restaurant. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a restaurant
right outside.
So I literally am like,
here we are.
And they don't go that way. And I'm like, oh, okay, like whatever. I don't know. And then we have to get like buzzed into this building. And I was like, where the hell are we? Like, what is this freaking weird restaurant? But once again, I don't think of a thing because we also, as a cousin group, have gone to like this, we did a cooking class. Okay. And it was in like a building, just like a building. And so I was like,
Also for reference, like Rick, Elisha,
Yeah.
is probably one of the most oblivious people I've ever met in my entire life. Like,
nothing was setting it. Like, it's even kind of hard to talk about it, like, after the fact, because I'm just like, I missed so much. I don't question a lot of things. Like, I just, if someone tells me the sky is purple, I'm like, yeah, all right.
Sounds good.
Okay. Like, that's your journey, and I'm here to support you.
Yeah.
So I'm completely oblivious. We were going in here, and I'm like, and in my head, I was kind of like, oh, maybe we're meeting Lauren's friends here. Because she mentioned that, oh, my friends are going to come through.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And she's from, like, LA. So I was like,
are you, like, having internal dialogue, or are you asking
internal.
all of this out loud?
No, internal. Because I was just like, oh, I wonder if if we're, like, meeting her friends at, like, their Airbnb. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But then I was
Thank
like,
God you don't ask questions.
I really don't.
I don't even
like,
know what they would have said, how they would have answered
I don't know.
you.
They did kind of cover it up because BJ mentioned the cooking class. And he's like, oh, it must be, like, kind of like one of those, like, rooftop restaurants or something. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, true, because Lauren and Ron like to go to these, like, fancy restaurants. They took us to MW in Honolulu. Yeah. And I was like, I have never seen this place.
That is
ever. Anyway, so nothing is fucking clicking in my brain. Nothing. We are walking up to the door, and her cousin, literally hand on the door, and she goes, you should walk in first. And I was like, okay. Like, and still nothing, because, sorry to out you, Marpick, but I was like, she's kind of, like, anxious. I think everyone gets, like, socially anxious.
Yeah.
And I'm the person that's gonna, like, bust through the door to a bunch of people that I don't know. So I really just thought, oh, maybe she's just being a little shy.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so I literally am like, okay, whatever. I open the door. It's not a restaurant, and no one's there. It is just an open space, open space, and there's an aisle of roses, white roses, and candles, and Des looking like a saint or something.
Literally, and
yeah,
all
she did,
white.
because there was a direct, like, spotlight on her, and she has all white on, and she's just standing there, and there's, like, a cute arc with, like, balloons and stuff like that. And she's just standing there, and I literally... my brain just stops working, and I'm walking so slow towards her, like, is this a joke? Like, what did I just walk into? And I think, too, I saw the flowers on the ground first, because, like, when I opened the door, I'm looking down.
Right.
I was like, what? And I was like, oh, are we interrupting something?
Like, is this the wrong room?
I was like, oh, and I take, like, 3 steps in, and I'm still so unsure, even though I'm staring at my girlfriend of 4 years, and I know her, but I'm still just like, and I, like, look back at Marvick and BJ, and they just, like, close the door, and I'm like, okay. And so then I had to walk down the cute aisle. I noticed right away that the song that was playing was, like, our song. It was the first one she ever, like, sent me, like, over text, like, good morning, have the day you deserve. And then it was a cute little song.
So
it's
cute.
It's the cutest thing in the world. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a picture frame in our hallway, and it's just black and white, and then it looks like a circle. It's hard to miss. It's just chilling right there. But anyway, it's that song's like the way those things look. The things. It's that song plus the text that she sent me and, like, our anniversary date.
Oh my God.
I know.
That is so cute.
Isn't it? I know. She's too good for me.
I need the link so I can do
I know. You got it. But yeah, so she, grabs my hand. She puts down my bag. Also, by the way, she called it out, like, immediately, and I was like, I'm gonna kill you. So she bought me a very nice bag, a designer bag, expensive designer bag. She is like, put your bag down, or, like, grabs it from me and puts it on the ground. I don't know this place. I don't know how well kept this place is. I was like, okay. But I let it go because obviously something better is happening.
Yes.
But
probably for another time.
Yeah. I walked down to her, like, she, like, grabs my hands, and then I don't know if it's because, like, she started blacking out too or whatever, but she's not saying anything to me. She's just staring.
We were trying to listen. There was, like, 5 of us, and we have, like, our
I didn't get to this part.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about us trying to eavesdrop, and we can't hear shit. I'm like, is anyone talking?
So I Okay. By the way, in my view, it's only Des that's there, and like the photographer, 2 photographers and a videographer, and so she's just fucking staring into my eyes, and I'm like, this is not the time. Like, I need you to start talking because what's happening? And she kind of says like something. I honestly, I feel like.
Do you have any idea?
No clue. And I don't think she said like anything. Like, I think she also had like a whole thing prepared, and she's like, I didn't say anything to you really. So then she finally, like, after freaking searing into my soul and making me stand there so awkward, she gets down on one knee, she pulls out the ring. It's one of those ring boxes that has the light shining on it, and it just, I didn't even see the ring at first because it was so blindingly white that I was just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And then finally, like, my eyes adjust and I see the ring. And before she says anything, I tried to grab it. Or I tried to put it on myself. And she was like, oh, wait. And I was like, oh, sorry.
I just saw a TikTok video of a girl take the ring
saw
out.
the same one.
Yeah.
I saw the same one. And I was like, I hope I didn't look that aggressive and like shitty. But I think your mind is literally, it's like blink and racing all at the same time. So I am looking at her, and she just says, I love you. And I think she says, I just want to spend the rest of my life with you. And then I'm just like going like this. And I'm like, trying to fumble it on myself. And then she's like, let me do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she goes, did you even say yes? And I was like, yeah, I did. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know, but sure.
Sure. I just said yeah again. So then she takes it, and then she goes to put it on, and then she goes to put it on my wrong hand. And I was like, girl, if you're gonna do it right. And I was like, wrong hand. So she had to put it on this one. But then, so then we're standing there, we're like taking photos because there's a person taking photos. And then out of nowhere, I'm like staring at my hand, and she grabs my shoulders and she just moves me. And I look up, and out pop my mom and my dad. And I scream, cry, ugly. Please insert my. I am the worst. I'm the ugliest crier in the whole wide world, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I scream, cry that I see my parents walk out. I see my brother walk out, who is like my soft spot.
Yeah.
And my family is originally from Utah, so they all live in Utah. I just never had imagined that they would. Well, I knew they would come, but like, whatever. They've never visited us in the last 4 years, so I was like. So I start crying, and then so I'm like happy, and I'm hugging them, and then it was like a second like swivel because I'm like not paying attention, and then out pop Naomi and Lauren, who travel from Texas to come be here, and my best friend Amanda. I forgot that whole part. Amanda, my best friend,
she was already there.
She was already there.
She helped.
She helped the whole thing.
Yeah.
Helped keep me distracted because I was so focused on that she was staying with us. And she said she had a baby shower. And I was talking so much shit about this baby that I didn't even know.
I literally was like,
that's
is she going to come after the baby shower? Is she going to show up afterwards? And then
that's how good the lie was.
Des was like, there is no baby
shower.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, so Amanda, and then Des' whole side of the family comes out of like this whole other place. This place is like kind of big, so.
Yeah.
And then it was like all her cousins, like her mom and dad, and her dad. That's so sweet, so cute. So yeah. And then I got to get blackout drunk because that's exactly what you should do. When exciting things.
Oh my God, did you ever?
I immediately also didn't eat. I thought I was going to a nice dinner, so I was like, guess who's not eating the whole day? I had like coffee and a piece of toast. And then the best thing in the whole wide world happens to me, and then everyone starts pouring shots, and I'm like, bet. And so I get obliterated. But yeah. So yeah, that just happened. We've been engaged for a month.
How exciting.
I know! And I've been waiting for this forever, and I was talking so much shit.
She was like, God, she's never going to propose. Like, I'm going to be on my deathbed before she proposes. Meanwhile, like, everyone else knows that literally just wait 2 more days.
No.
2 more weeks, 2 more days.
We had already like obviously we were in the talks of like starting this podcast, and we kept trying to come up with names. And every time we suggested like something about like being like housewives or something of that nature,
Rick's like throwing shade.
I'm throwing shade, and then there was like one time where I legit was like, your wife.
Oh, go ahead.
Was like, but you're not a wife. You're still a girlfriend. And I looked at Des and I was like, respond to your friend because I am about to fucking lose my mind.
Also, that was like, I kept trying to say like, let's just push for housewife because like,
yeah, eventually
we know that you will be eventually, and Lauren was like, no, we can't. Like, we can't. We have to keep like throwing it in her face basically so that she doesn't start sniffing shit out. And I'm like, bitch, you ain't gonna sniff shit out.
I didn't. After the fact, right, of like learning everybody's lies, like, because then no one's like obviously immediately telling me like, hey, there's no baby shower, there's no dinner. Like, I still was kind of like, are we still eating dinner or what's up?
We kind of had dinner.
It was, I got nothing. Everyone, I got
you didn't eat at all?
Like 3 chips because that was all that was left because everybody else ate.
I sure did.
Welcome to what's gonna happen at the wedding.
God, I'm not.
Yeah,
No. I refuse. I said I am demanding that we have one of those like private dinner things. Like, I'm eating.
You have to.
I'm eating because you guys can suck it if I get blackout drunk.
I literally had one bite of one piece of chicken.
See, I can't have that.
And that's all.
But yeah, so I missed everything. She obviously basically told me at the wedding.
Yeah.
She asked for my parents' permission when she visited Utah. She was going to the Sundance Film Festival. She asked my parents then, which was in January.
Mm-hmm.
I was freaking out. Yeah, I literally missed it all because like we even went ring shopping. I picked this out, like so whatever. But I just genuinely thought, she's like, I just want you to have like a good idea, and that way I can start saving.
Yeah.
She bought it like 3 days later. I was like, oh,
she did.
I loved it. But yeah, so everyone lied to me, and I could have messed it up so many times because I guess I accidentally called you.
Oh my god!
I don't know how that happened.
We landed in California, and I had a missed FaceTime.
We were getting
we were.
To the airport.
Yeah.
4:45 a.m.
And I think we were in the car already because the call was at 5:45.
Oh.
And it was a missed FaceTime, and I was like, oh my god, she's awake. She knows. She's finding out. She went through Des's phone to like look for a picture or something, came across all the text messages, or found a screenshot of something. Like, oh my god, she knows, and I'm freaking out. And then I don't want to text Des at 4 a.m. their time. I also don't want to text Des because if that was a mistake somehow or something happened, like I don't want to wake you up and bring your attention to her phone at 4 and 5 in the morning, whatever. Which if it's 5 here, it was like 3 a.m. there.
It's really late.
So I was like, oh my god, I literally don't know what to do because I want to ask Des, but I don't want to draw attention. So I'm asking her, and she's like, no, just leave it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we land. The first thing, as soon as Des pulls up at the airport, I'm like, dude, I have a missed call from her at 5 o'clock in the morning. Does she know? And she's like, looking at me like a fucking deer in headlights. She's like, oh my god, does she know? And I'm like, I don't know. You were at home with her. I don't know. And I was like, was she acting weird? Like, whatever. And then I told her what time it was and everything. She's like, we went to bed at like midnight.
Yeah.
And I was like, did she wake up in the middle of the night? Like, I have no idea. And she was like, okay, no, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And I'm like, are you convincing yourself of that? Or like, are you positive? And she's like, I'm not positive. No, but your reaction, I was like, she had no fucking clue.
Yeah. And I also don't know how I made that call because once again, it is like 3 a.m. or whatever it was for us. I'm dead asleep. And I don't know how I managed to like unlock my phone. Somehow call you.
I don't know.
Something. But there was a lot. But there was weird similarities. Like, we didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
We almost ruined, or I guess like kind of almost ruined a couple times because she said that, like, when I was using her iPad and she got so mad at me. And I was like, and I remember thinking, like, why are you getting so irate at me right now that I'm using your iPad? Like, fucking chill
like, relax.
out. Yeah, relax. And she's like, I was so nervous because she's like, when you called me, I'm in the middle of doing the decorations. Like, her and her sister built the fucking arch and shit like that. She's like, I'm in the middle of doing that. and I thought that maybe my text had synced to
to
the iPad so that you were like going through it, and I was like, oh, if you even think I barely managed to figure out how to call you from the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm like really dumb, oblivious. I had no idea all the lies and layers.
Oh my god, the lies and the layers, bitch. Like, the best part, I mean, obviously the best part is getting engaged, but like
Yes.
very, very, very close to that is like the briefing afterwards.
Yes.
Like getting to hear
It was
how
so
long this was
exciting.
all in the works, how many people knew,
Yep.
all of the planning, all of the everything
that went into it. Yeah, that too. And I remember like when everyone was gone, I like finally like told Des, like, I don't know how you did that. How did you do that? You're so busy like doing everything else. And
also
I was like,
like
how
with
did you
Des being
orchestrate
so
that?
busy, how did she do that? But also like me and Lauren are together 24 fucking
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
24/7. I have access to her computer. I have access to her work phone, her regular phone,
Yeah.
like everything. And her email, and everything is logged into the computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how did you do this? And I remember I like thought something was going on because she wanted to do like a photo shoot with me.
Yeah.
Well, she's been asking me to do like a real professional photo shoot for years, and I just like, that is just not my vibe.
Yeah.
So I kept telling her no, and then she was like, do you want to have a photo shoot when we go home? And I was like, no. And she got so mad.
And you're like, what?
Pissed the fuck off. And then we fought about it for 2 days. And then she was at work and I was at home and had a little too much time on my hands. So then I'm like, why is she so mad? So I text my best friend and I'm like, okay, am I going crazy?
Yeah.
Or is she going to propose to me? Which she has already told me on so many occasions that she will never tell her because she knows that she'll tell me.
She'll tell you, yeah.
So I'm like, if she there's no way she knows something, so her opinion's going to be unbiased.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so this is what happened. Like, this is what we're arguing about. But, like, why is she so angry that we're not going to have a photo shoot? Like, do you think that she was going to propose to me? And she's like, honestly, like, in any other case, I would say yeah. But because it's Lauren,
yeah,
you're probably reading too much into it. And that bitch fucking knew. And she knew. She literally was like,
she played
Skirt.
you. She played you.
Totally.
Well, freaking everybody in my life freaking knew too. And then it was like fun, like listening to people be like, oh, I almost said something. I almost did that. My dad, I went to Utah 3 weeks prior and my dad, and like now that I like obviously play the moment back, I'm like, oh, that's why you, like, that was so weird. We're leaving. I'm leaving. So they're dropping me off at the airport and I'm giving my dad a hug and he goes, see you in 3 years. And I was like, and in my head, I was like, okay, dramatic. I was like, I'll be back. I was like, I'll try to come back home in the winter. Like, shut up. Like, why are you being so weird? And he was like, no, because I almost said, see you in 3 weeks. Like, and then I would have been like, huh? Like, why? For what?
For what? You're coming to California?
See you in 3 weeks, you crazy, crazy guy. But yeah, so it's the greatest. I highly recommend getting proposed to. It's so fun.
If you're not already engaged, I would start complaining.
Start complaining.
Because you need it in your life.
Trick someone into falling in love with you and wanting to marry you. It's
For
so
sure.
great.
Well, that's our engagement.
Yeah,
you know what? You
our
guys should
engagement
tell us
parties.
in the comments what, if you're engaged, what your engagement story is.
Yes, and if you had any clue or did you ruin it for yourself?
Yeah.
Because I
want to hear if you ruined it for yourself.
I thought I was like, guarantee I'm gonna ruin it. Because after telling your story to my, like, at the time when I was working, to like my work bestie, she was like laughing so hard, and then she's like, you're gonna do that but worse. Like, you're gonna be late to it, or you're gonna figure it out. And I was like, yeah, for sure. And I surprisingly didn't. I was just like a little dumb idiot. Peter,
I think we're taking another shot before we go, but we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. And yeah, definitely let us know if you ruined your proposal.
Yeah, or if you ruined someone else's proposal. That's actually better. Please tell me if you ruined someone else's. Walked into the wrong
room
area.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers to session 3
Session 3
of Tequila Therapy. We will see you guys next time.